We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And I have the pleasure of having Jackie as one of the hosts from Arizona. However, guys, her heart is everywhere. It's global. It's everywhere. Jackie, you can't set her down just to Arizona. She's everywhere. Um, and my name's Carol Witt, and I am in Florida, and I am global. I'm in 56 countries now. We've just brought Germany on, guys.
Wow, cool.
So,
Incredible.
anyway, and we are so excited to have Chichi be our special guest today. She's going to come and she's going to share her story, and she's going to inspire many, many women in what she has been up to in her life. So, Chichi, come join us and share your story.
Thank you so much. Good morning and good morning to all your listeners and all your viewers. I am really, really super excited to be here with my wonderful friend, Jackie Zakuli, and of course, my newfound friend, Carol with. And I mean, I could not be in a better place right now. It is a little bit gloomy outside right here in Northern California, all the way from Central Valley, where we grow our walnuts, almonds, and especially in my hometown where we build and grow and live in apricot, right? Just a special fruit that we have. And also, of course, we have asparagus and everything that the valley can grow. So I am really super excited to be here. This I represent US, I represent Africa, I represent UK. So I really do represent women around the world.
Mm.
So I'm super excited to be here.
We are so thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
So, tell us your
Well,
story.
it is morning. So my life began a long time ago, and from Africa to the US, back and forth to England, everywhere. I found my home here. I am married. I have a daughter, a wonderful daughter, beautiful in and out, very smart. I spent most of my years raising her. My career, I was blessed when I moved from the Bay Area, Campbell specifically, to Patterson. My company moved me to telecommute. So I worked from home, being a home mom. My daughter never even thought I worked. All she knew was when I go into my office and I close my door, everything was off the cuff, right? So I was there for every move she made from kindergarten, actually preschool to kindergarten, to elementary school, to middle school, to high school, and now up at UCLA, where she is now a senior this year. I am married. Yeah, yeah, Jackie, already she is a senior. She'll be graduating June of next year. She is my pride and joy. And of course, we have a little Milo, which is my little puppy. Just turned a year old. I got her in January. He was born in December. We've traveled with her. He went to Germany. He went to Africa. He also went to Netherlands. And the little puppy was so excited. He behaved, okay? So I am a global sensation. I love traveling. Before what I do now, I worked in travel business, and my job involved traveling around the world, inspecting hotels and pairing food and wine. And and in the midst of all that, I did a lot of volunteer work. And also, I currently serve on Stanislaus County Board of Education. I am a board member. I do represent Area 5. And most of my empowerment has always been working with women, helping women and children. And for all that God has given to me, I am giving back. I do have a book coming out very soon. it's, uh, it's in the final stages right now, and it's gonna tell you about my life, life, joy, disappointment, and of course, what else is new, right? So, well, I was born before this, right after the Civil War, the 70s in Nigeria. And when I moved to the US, I decided to give back. So I've done so much for the people at home, and it's called paying it forward. And you always give back to the country that gave to you, and I also give it back to my home country, which is the United States. I have a lot of projects. I'm gonna just mention three. One is Clean Water Project, and Jackie would know I started this water project years ago. It's been over since 2001, whereby I decided to fight waterborne diseases. As you know, in Africa, it's not that the country or the continent is poor. The continent is rich, but due to bribery and corruption, the masses are suffering. The money is in the hands of few. So that means it's very difficult for children in particular to have access to clean water. And it bothered me because I had so much growing up and I always thought about how can I pay back? And the only way I could was to start a water project. When this water project first started, it was kind of hard to find someone to sponsor it. And I couldn't understand why. I had companies that would ask me, why don't you go to Kenya? Why don't you go to Ghana? Why don't you go to South Africa? They offered me many, many, many opportunities, but my heart was in one place, and that place was in Nigeria. It didn't matter where in Nigeria, I just wanted it to be in that country because I knew it's a country that is very rich. So people didn't think that the masses needed help because Nigeria is the biggest, one of the, actually, it is the biggest economy in Africa. But like I said, the political issue there, who knows who is what rules, right? So it's just a few with the funds. They live good. I mean, the medical treatment comes out of the country. They go to UK, they go to Europe, they go everywhere. They come to the United States, but the people are just dying and suffering. So I decided to take on the Clean Water Project. Now, a lot of people do well water. In Nigeria, we have a system called borehole. And this borehole is where you dig in. In my own case, my first water project was 250 feet deep, and I got crystal clear water. God was good. God was good. So I have two currently. I would love to have more. I would love to serve many more communities. It doesn't matter where. If someone was to call me today and said, hey, I have a location for you in my village, in my town, if they make provision for where the water system would go, I will work on funding it. I will. Now, the two that I've funded so far is from my pocket. It's from my own hard-earned money. And again, it's called giving back. It's called giving back to a country that gave me life. The second project that I'm doing right now to empower women and children in particular is my sustainable chicken farm. Chicken farming, beautiful chicken farming that I opened up, and I call it a sanctuary. It is a sanctuary for women where they can go and find refuge. If they needed peace, my farm is open. I use the chicken stock to support the community. I use the chicken eggs to support the community. I use everything in there, including water supply, to help the community. I also have a little farmland that I pay women, widow in particular, that I pay, just a way of just for them not to think that they want to do the job free, but I do pay them. It's just a way of creating employment for them. And they are so grateful. And what I do there, like I just did what I call the palliative this December, I will give them a gift of life, which includes meat, egg, rice, everything that it takes to prepare a meal. In essence, it's just like what we do here when we have our Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, we give gift of a meal. So in Nigeria, Christmas is a big deal. And you can imagine how many families would celebrate Christmas without food. So that is something that I made provision for. And it happened on Monday. I will tell you, I call in the prayers, they pour in prayers upon my life, the life of my family, the life of my community here. I mean, they will bring God down for you if they could, just to tell you how grateful they are. This summer, I had the opportunity of visiting the farm. Let me tell you, the moment these women heard that I was in town, they rushed to the farm. They brought gift for me. Okay? Can you believe it? I am helping them and they are paying it back to me. So it's amazing what God can do. They say what God cannot do, it does not exist. So I was pleased and I felt blessed and I felt more empowered to even do more. Okay. So every year, I'll put chicken in the farm. The chicken are laying egg. It is the same egg from the chicken that I'm giving back to them. And I added goat into the farm. I have turkeys there. So there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm emotional when I talk about this because you cannot imagine what happens when you put a food on a table for a woman and their children. It's amazing. So I am blessed to have the opportunity to give back to them. And the last thing that I'm doing out there is a sewing school. And the sewing school is where we train young girls in particular so that they can have their own empowerment. As you all know, men like to take advantage of young kids, young girls, because they can provide them things that their parents may not be able to provide them. But I figured if I can have a location, a place where they can learn a trade, with that trade, they can provide for themselves. No one needs to sex traffic them, and they can have dignity and respect. And also, they can appreciate what it means to be a woman. You see, I grew up having everything. Even when I turned 18, I did not know what size bra I wore. My mother took care of all of that. We had house help, we had everything. So to just know that others are going without is painful. So I am doing everything I can. I know I cannot 100% eradicate poverty, but like my nonprofit organization is helping hands, one life at a time. So if I can help one person, and that one person can help another person, another person, and another person, another person, we form a global community. And that is why I love meeting with Jackie and also Carol. YEA, I've been able to attend a couple of your meetings, and I am so impressed with what you are doing globally, honestly, especially the lives you are touching in the youth. Now, let's bring it back to my home country, USA. Here, I created, as you can see in my background, Central Valley Black Chamber of Commerce. And what this is all about is where I help small business owners, especially African American and minority and women. Why? Because a lot of the black community, they're intelligent, they are smart, but sometimes they don't have the technical know-how because it takes money to make money. My goal under the Chambers Foundation is to be able to source resources to help small business owners. We are right now looking for a brick and mortar location so that I am able to host my mixers. I am able to bring more women, people like Jackie. And of course, Carol, you can always come in and teach us via Zoom. And so I'm looking forward to empowering more women. I do have Elegant Ladies Club International. That is my passion. Elegant Lady Club International. This is where I am going global with women. All right. So if you feel you are elegant, elegant is not just in beauty, it is in your persona, it is in your personality, it is in your appearance, it is in your self worth, it is in what you believe in. If you are a woman and you are a businesswoman, and you are an educator, whatever it is that you do, that you can help another woman feel loved, feel empowered, Elegant Ladies Club International has a home for you. We do have a home for you. You are welcome. And let me tell you, this year on March, the very last Saturday in March, I hosted women of all caliber, politicians, you name it, community leaders, you name it, where I honor those women that have given so much to the community but do not have the name recognition to be recognized on a global stage. So I created one. And I called it Honoring Influential Women of the Valley. So we had such an amazing talent in the room. We had young women, we had lawyers, every walk of life were there. So in next year, 2025, we are going to repeat the same event. And I believe Jackie was here when I did the biggest one that we brought down, right? Jackie, you were there. You flew down from Arizona. You stayed with me for a week and you helped me power that house. You remember how big it was? Absolutely. So this is me. I'm going to tell you one more thing. So, my book tells you a lot about what it means to be divorced. So, if you are from Africa, you know it's a taboo to ever go through divorce. So, whether you are being killed, you are being maltreated, your family expect you to be in there so that you will not bring shame to the family. Well, in my own case, it took me years to finally say yes to a man. The relationship started very beautifully. We went to England to visit his family. We did everything that we could. But the moment we said, I do, everything changed. The abuse began. Now, I'm a woman, I'm an extrovert. That means I have a will to love people. I do. But he decided he only wanted him to himself. No family, no friends. I was like, oh no, that's not happening. And I decided to do what most women would not do. Now, when you lay your hands on me once, okay, second time, you're out because my father never touched me. Okay, I was brought up, I believe I was a princess. So, and I don't think any woman deserves to be hit. Oh, so this is one of the reasons that I do what I do. That is why Chijack Farm is a home where a woman can go and find shelter. I will tell you this. As an African woman, we take pride in raising our family. In most cases, some of our women are breadwinners. They are. They are hard workers. They are lawyers. They are doctors. They are nurses. They work night and day to make sure they provide for their family. That is my value. My core value is very, very important to me. It is honesty. It is dignity. It is respect. It is integrity. And it is love. Those are the core value that makes me who I am. And I will forever live up to that. So I am so excited. That's just a little bit of who I am. But with God's grace and the power He has given me and all the empowerment He puts in my heart and in my hand, I will pass it on forward. And I look forward to passing on the baton to someone else. Thanks for having me.
Oh, wow, Chichi. Oh my goodness. I have to tell you, we have had some very amazing, amazing women on this podcast. I've not walked away so inspired and so touched as your story. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for loving people. Thank you for loving women. That you give your life to it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really amazing because she's the whole package. Carol and I see bits and pieces. But Chichi's the real package, you know? She has addressed all parts of her life. And I want to make it obvious that, as far as I know, she's happily married right now
Yes.
to a wonderful doctor
Yes, I am.
who takes very good care of her. If you can take to someone who's an A type personality that does pretty much everything she needs to do for herself. However, from what I've noticed, he is a beautiful soul
Mm,
and has put up with a lot as well. So I want that known,
mm.
that you do have a full package, and her daughter is amazing too. Oh my gosh. If there's any reflection that can be made, she's done it well with her daughter. Um, so the whole package is really the way I look at it. I mean, look at all the places that she's touched. I mean, the water, the farm, the sewing, the government, the education, the abuse and reconciling,
Entrepreneurism.
entrepreneur. I mean, she's see, and the thing that we need to realize, Carol, is that she is the teacher. And as much time as she has available to be able to be that teacher. I mean, anybody, as well as Chichi, would tell you there are only so many hours in a day.
I
And
know.
she does really pretty well about taking care of them with priorities. She even gets to walk, slow
Oh,
down a little bit with her health, but I'm
mhm.
sure your puppy gets you to walk. Anyhow, she's always catching me on her walk. Well, I'm walking here, beep, beep in the background. I said, "Where the heck are you, Chichi?" "Oh, I'm just walking here through Patterson." And I go, "Okay, good. You're walking here through Patterson. Good." It's a little teeny tiny town called Patterson.
I
It's so
love.
cool. Anyhow,
Uh,
this is no real different than
no,
other villages in our world.
yeah.
And she has found a way to change villages. And so I think probably
Mm,
my question is possibly to both of you, what would be the best way to bring Chi into more of a global reach?
yes. Um, well, I wanted to share with you. We have already been collaborating and creating,
Mm,
and I have
good.
invited her to teach in the women's empowerment program,
Mm,
obviously. Obviously. Um, I told her to that I'm going to send her, I gave her the dates, and I want her to look to see where she can participate and play.
yeah.
Um, and um, and Chichi, one more thing now that I see is that you have a lot of women that are around you that you're connected
Mm,
with.
mhm,
Please, we want 100 women to participate in our program.
mhm,
And we were going to we're looking to raise some funds to
yeah.
sponsor women from Africa to participate. We'd like 50 women from Africa and 50 women from the US to participate in that program. And we've got about, I'm going to say 5 or 6 teachers, you would be 7,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
that are going to bring their own specialness to that
mhm,
program to inspire women to be leaders in their communities, in their
mhm,
family, in their in wherever, whatever they want in their lives, but to step up and take on leadership and be empowered in their lives. And so that I invited her to do. I also invited her to come and look at being a host on our podcast because
mhm, mhm,
she'd be wonderful. So I have opened that
mhm,
door, and she has to look at her calendar and see what she can put in there. But
mhm,
for sure, Chichi, we want to be so connected to what you're up to and what you're doing. And I want to get this out to so many women so they know who you are and what where they might be able to play with you. It's all about collaborating. I get it. I totally get it. That is my middle name. I spoke it. I said it. I no longer go by Lee. I go by Carol Collaboration Wit. And it is because Jackie brought it into my life. Okay.
Yeah, well, when we all also look at the parts of her life,
Yeah.
she needs to meet Maria for the water,
Oh,
obviously, on how she's already done it. You
yes.
probably have already met Maria.
Yeah.
And the chicken farm, that could be part of Susie at some degree,
Mhm.
Susie Tresser over in Cameroon.
Absolutely.
The sewing school, I haven't pushed that much, but I have at least 3 in sanitary napkins. So if you want to explore any of that, we're more than welcome to get you in that. And some of them do it by teaching in schools how to do the sanitary napkins, and then
Yeah.
they come back and use the machines, or as a vocation, actually, their career. So either way,
And she must
um,
meet Alina because of what Alina is up to
yeah,
in Malawi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you
okay,
must meet Alina. She is one of our hosts. She's from Poland,
yeah,
but she has a huge organization in Malawi, Africa, and doing some amazing things with women.
yeah,
And she will be a part of the Women's Empowerment Program also. So
yeah,
you're gonna meet many. We're gonna put you in front of many women, um, for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
and yeah, I think it's the possibly the leadership role as to actually starting something in each of these areas, and how I think what we really, really need, and maybe Chi-Chi's the one to do it, we need to have someone who can relate to the local women and totally understand them, to be able to have them enlist in something as visionary as we're suggesting, because Chichi, I'm sure you'll agree, the biggest thing missing is they've never been given permission to have a vision. They don't know what they're capable of. And maybe that's the best way, is through that. See, we've got women all over Africa, but do they have the emotional intelligence, the grasp of the other side, the grasp of what they can accomplish, and the guts to be able to do it, literally. And maybe that's what she can teach as much as anything. Carol, you're teaching them the mindset, which of course is the first thing. And then Chi-Chi to say, look, this is how you can literally do that now, because you've done that in the small villages in Nigeria. So you didn't know those women. You really didn't.
you
How did you go into
you
those
started.
villages?
You just started.
You know how you did that is in your book. Is that in your book?
Yes, I think one of the things about life is being able to be relatable to
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
People have to see the authenticity in you. And
yeah,
I always show up being my authentic self. I've never claimed to be who I am not. So when they meet me, they know it is me that they're meeting. And for people to trust you, they have to know who you really are. And sometimes people don't understand. It's not about the wealth that you have, it has to be your personality. The sincerity that they see in you is what gravitates them to you. And just like kids, a child will look at you, and when you say done, they look at you. If they trust you, they know you care for them and you have their best interest at heart. So it has to be being able to show up. I always tell my women, show up and show up to be your authentic self. People hate funny. I hate funny. I can come out smiling. That is where my whole things lie. Cover yourself, right? But they see through you. They see through your sincerity. And when you have that, to make that connection, it's always easy, you know. So come, be who you are. Be your authentic self. You cannot be somebody else. And people will, once they sense that from you, it doesn't matter what you're giving them, they will say, I would rather be poor. But if they know that you are coming from your heart, they will give back to you as well. They will give you more than you
More.
will give them, which is love and their self. So show up and be you, and they
okay,
will appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. That's really important.
So Chichi,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So, I am now, I've created many, many things in my life, and I am now stepping back and creating leaders to take it on so that it has a future. My future is short. And not that I'm going anywhere soon, but I just turned 70. So my future is not long, and I want to make sure
By
this.
the way, you look amazing at 70.
Thank
You
you.
look
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you. And I got to tell you, it's because I love the life that I've created. I love the life that I've created. But thank you. So what I've been doing for the last year is training people to step up and take on what and so that YEA will have a future, so that the YEA Youth Empowerment Program will have a future, so that the Women's Empowerment Program will have a future, so this podcast will have a future. And um and so for you, all the things that you are creating, are you teaching others to step up and take it on?
Thanks for that question. I think that is very, very important. Knowledge is power, and the only way knowledge can be power is when you pass it on to someone else. I have created so many things, and I did pass it on. Now, there are things that are so dear to you that you want to make sure. That's where you have CEO, and sometimes you step back and someone else, you are the founder, and someone else becomes the CEO. The truth of the point is, you have to make sure that you have people that are in the same alignment with you, your vision, your mission. And once you create that and you have people that are sincerely interested in moving your project forward, then you are able to sit back and teach them. Yes, I do have people that I build under the connection, even Jackie. There are times I would think of something and I'll call her and say, Jackie, this is what I'm going, this is where I'm going. I just want you to know I'm going to take you along with me on this journey, right? And it's called trust. And that's why when I log into your program and I listen, and the mindset has to change because you have to be able to put something down and believe that someone else can share that vision with you and be able to carry that vision forward. Let me tell you something. I am here today because I knew a woman named Jackie Zukuli. And Jackie Zukuli says, I wanted you to bring your story to somewhere. I took my story to that location. I met Carol. Carol go, wow. Now, before that, Jackie has always told me about Carol, but we never met. But Carol met me on Jackie's platform and said, oh my goodness, I want to get to know Chichi. By the way, my name is Chinyere, and Chinyere means God's gift.
No,
So I am a gift, and I believe that. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not rich, but the little Jackie will tell you the little resources that I have, I give, and I get back a lot. I get my peace of mind. And then not only that, I see others thrive from what I give them. Knowledge you can never hold back. But I'll tell you, whenever you have something and you see somebody, you entrust something on them from your own gut, God will give you the feeling to say, this is the right person, these are the right people to move your vision forward. So just make sure they understand your vision and make sure that they understand your mission and make sure that they are in alignment with that vision and mission. You'll never go wrong.
absolutely. And that is what I've been so blessed with, is the people in my life. They love YEA as much, almost as much as I do, because I birthed this baby. So
Yes.
I'm very, very connected to it, but they have fallen in love with it and what it's done for so many people. We've had over 1,000 African students graduate from my program now, because it'll be 3 years that we've been in Africa teaching twice a year, for since 2020. So, oh my gosh, I mean, we have, it's just been absolutely amazing. So, Chichi, I want to take you along for the ride, getting you into other countries, having you be able to make a difference in many, many more countries. You want to expand now. All that you bring, you want to expand it now so that others will go, oh my gosh, we want her. We want her here. We want her in Poland. We want her in Germany. We want her in, and we just brought Germany on. So exciting. Brought Austria on last month. And we're in 38 countries in Africa. So, let us support you. Let us support you. Let us bring you wide and far, especially inside that women's empowerment program, because that's going to be global. It's going to be so many different. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you need, Chichi?
What do you need? Yeah.
For me, right now, for the water project, I want to see more. I really do. And Jackie, I've told you this. In Nigeria, electricity is a problem. And one of the things that I want to see is to be able to, once I open the borehole centers, I want to be able to use solar to, power it.
Yeah.
And when you use solar to power it, that means that the water can flow. So in the first one I did, I can actually literally connect water to people's homes from the main center. Okay. I can literally connect. I have about 4 homes that get water from the source. So whenever the water comes up, they get water automatically.
Wow.
Yeah. The first, and I'm not a government, and I was able to do that from my spot, from my center. So people call me, they say, "Oh, I want to. We're doing something. Can we get it?" Because the water is just pure water, which was Jackie. You remember the first event fundraiser I did? We did at the Ramon Rios Winery in Tracy.
Yeah, I forgot about that
I
one.
know
That
you
was a
can't even
long time ago.
forget it.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Of how can you? That was the first
Yeah,
big
yeah,
project with the
yeah,
water
yeah.
I
I forgot
did.
that. Yeah,
And
that
guess
was years
what?
ago.
Yeah, it was 2011, 10, 11 that we did that. Now to finally birth that water project gave me life. Mirindo, water for life. That's what I call it, Mirindo, because it took years planning and finally made it happen. So to have a solar system,
Yeah,
the opportunity to purchase a solar system so that the water can flow day and night,
yeah,
because water is a life necessity.
yeah,
You know, we take advantage of things that others really need. So if they can go there any time of the year, any time of the day, open up the tap and get water, God, I'm blessed.
Mm. So,
So
wow.
Well, you've looked at the solar now. What is the logistics of that? You said you already have one of them and it's in 5 homes. What is it? Is it financial? What is it that is needed to make that more accommodating for the other boreholes?
that one is financial for the
It's all
for
financial.
the solar. I mean, I know people have told me I can fundraise, I can do all that, but I'm just working at the logistics and then to really figure out, because the way it's built, the way I built the borehole, we have a reservoir, just like
Mm,
we have here.
okay.
So if you have a reservoir, the reservoir is up, so the water goes into the reservoir. So
Mm-hmm.
the water will always be there. They will always have access to water. And that is the mission that I have with this water project. Right
Okay.
now, the way I do it, I have someone that manually pumps it, which is they turn on the generator to
Mm,
generate the water. But if I have solar,
It is
then
just
the water is constant, right? Just like we have here. So we can even have bigger reservoir and the water just flows.
so I have a question for you, Chichi. Do you have any connections to solar companies that might sponsor what you're up to?
That's what I need to look into here, and then to
Okay,
see
I have
if.
a couple connections, so I'm gonna send
Okay.
them your way.
Okay,
I don't know
please.
what they
Thank
can
you.
do for you, but I've got a couple connections I send your way that are in solar that um and and one of them runs a solar company. So I will send them to you. You get to talk to them and enroll them in what your project is all about, and have their
Thank you.
name. You could put their name on it.
Yes.
Name the borehole their company.
After them.
But
Yes,
after them,
absolutely.
you could do many things, but let's just see what we might be able to do around that. Okay.
Absolutely.
I will send you those names right away.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank
you
you.
have how many have you started? You said two. You
I have
started
two.
two.
I have
You
two
have two.
currently.
And they're both in Nigeria.
They're both in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes. And the reason I went to Nigeria first is because I donate to other countries, Cambodia, Mexico, other places that operate water. The reason why I went to Nigeria was because I have boots on the ground and I wanted to see. So I was able to speak directly to the borehole company.
Ah,
I was able to get the logistics. I was able to make sure, even if you give me $100 or $1, 100% of it goes into that project
mm,
because I have the connection right there and then. So that is important. So there's no middleman. Okay.
mhm.
So, and we have also people that can volunteer. I mean, you can pay them, but at least you know that your resources is channeled 100% or 99% towards that project,
Mhm.
minus
Mm.
any expenses you may have for transportation. And like you said, yes, I would love to do more and put the name of the company. If you sponsor it, let's assume YEA, Water Project, is
Oh,
there. So people know that this water is sponsored by YEA. Does that
yeah.
make sense? Yeah. So that is my bigger goal, my bigger vision is
Wow.
to make it more of a global presence. Like you go into Nigeria, you come into Imo State, you go, oh my goodness, I just saw a sign that say YEA Water Project. And
Oh,
that's it. So
my
um
mind is
I
percolating,
know
right?
you're going crazy, right?
My
Going
mind is
crazy.
going crazy right now
Yeah.
inside of what we could do together. So, okay,
Okay.
so
Good.
thank you so much for being our guest today. It was so inspiring, so amazing. This is going to get so many likes and comments. Oh my goodness, I just know. And I'm going to put it everywhere I can put it. Because I want women knowing what you are doing, what you are taking on. You remind me of, you know, we can't do everything, but you're going to do what you can do. You're going to do the thing that you can do, and make a powerful difference. And you have, and you
thank
will
you.
continue, and you have our support.
Thank you.
100%.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Absolutely.
guys for another absolutely amazing, heart touching episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And guys, if you love these episodes, please subscribe to our channel, comment, like, hit the notification bell so that you get all the episodes. You don't miss one. And please share it. Please share it everywhere with everyone, so many more people can know what Chichi is up to in her life, what things she is involved in. And I'm clear that if you get involved with her, woof, your life is going to expand in so many different directions, and you're going to feel so blessed. So thank
Yeah.
you once again for an amazing episode, Chichi.
Thank you.
And this is our podcast. So thank you guys for joining us. Bye now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We stand as one, there's no divide. Peace and love.